Is the coronavirus a horrific pandemic, or is this a rare opportunity for you to drastically transform your life? Now, I know it seems crazy to think that something that is killing people could actually be positive, but there are a minority of people out there that will use this opportunity to further their finances and their life in a multitude of ways. And in this video, my goal is to show you exactly how you could be one of them. Now, I don't want to downplay the severity of the coronavirus, but I also want you to know that there's no point of feeding into the hysteria, which only amplifies the chaos. That does not serve us, that does not serve the people affected, and that's not going to serve our family or friends down the road when this is all out of the way. Now, there's a lot of things we can't control and only a couple things we can. So regardless if it's a coronavirus, SARS, Zika, Ebola, a hurricane, a tornado, an earthquake, whatever happens, we can control about 1/1000th of a percent of it, and that's what we need to focus on. Now, before I jump into the opportunities, it's important that we allow the opportunities to find us, and the way we do that is we have to shift our mentality. We have to shift our energy from fear and scarcity and depression and anxiety to one of gratitude and abundance and appreciation. Because when we see this as an opportunity, then our brain starts focusing on opportunities. It's starting to look for what we believe. If we start with the belief of this is bad, this is scary, there's only death, there's only chaos, our brain will support us in that. So before the opportunities come, make sure that when you think, what is going on? What is my state right now? I'm in the most positive, gracious state. And we do that by turning off the news. We don't need to know the latest death tolls. What we need to know are what are the precautions, what can we control? Not, oh my God, 45 more deaths or 23 more. Well, you know what? There's 150,000 people that die per day. But if we only focused on the 150,000 people that die per day, we'll never appreciate the 300,000 births, babies being born, or all the other beauties of the world. So that's step number one. The first opportunity is for us to audit our priorities, especially our physical health. What I've read from the very limited data I've gotten on the coronavirus, it appears that this virus is mostly fatal towards elderly or those that have diseases or other health problems. So that's a wake-up call for all of us to say, hey, you know what? I don't know if I can really control myself from ever getting it. That might be too far-fetched, but what can I do? I can make sure that I'm sleeping a bit better, drinking a bit more water, eating a bit more vegetables, exercising more, meditating, doing all these things. Because guess what? Even if the coronavirus never affects us, the biggest killers of Americans and most of the world is cancer and heart disease and all these things that we have a lot of control over. So why not invest in our physical health a bit more? Just use this as the wake-up call rather than a stroke that you might get in 10 years by going down this path of eating junk food. Remember that health is wealth, and you're not only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your kids or your future kids. You're doing it for your coworkers, you're doing it for your friends, your family, all those people that care so much about you. So even if you love barbecue and pizza and not exercising, understand that it's selfish to really neglect your health when so many people want to see you live a long, fulfilled life. The second opportunity is to grow spiritually. Now, a lot of people are looking at the coronavirus as a bad thing. This is a bad thing that's happening. It's stopping business. Everything is bad. But that is all perspective. The last year of my life was by far the craziest. I had more ups and downs than the last 10 years of my life combined. And what it did for me is it allowed me to surrender to what I couldn't control and made me focus on what I could. It made me have to believe in a higher power, in some higher intelligence that is controlling the world, that is doing things, setting things up in my overall favor, even if it doesn't make sense to me while I'm going through it. So ask yourself, are you connected to your God, to your higher power, to your understanding of the universe? Do you really have faith that it is serving you, or do you believe that it is condemning you right now, or it's putting you through something negative? Because I believe everything happens for our spiritual growth. Maybe not for our human growth, because people die, kids die, things are horrible, but that's also the belief that this is one life. And through my spiritual growth, I believe that we are infinite souls having a very temporary human experience. And with that philosophy, I say, you know what? there's way more to existence than this little 50 to 80 years of life or whatever it's going to be. And so let it come. Let me be like water. Let me flow through it. Let me surrender. Of course, I'm not going to be naive. I'm going to wash my hands and stay out of public places and not be an idiot. But at the same time, adding chaos, adding all of this hysteria means that I'm not having the connection I need to in order to let go. And when I can start living from that higher power, that higher state of energy, that faith and abundance, then the opportunities will come and I could provide calm and relief for others rather than feeding into the frenzy and going crazy. So ask yourself, am I going a bit too crazy? Do I feel very connected to God or source right now? Or do I feel like that's something I need to dive into a bit more? You could also view this as a test of your faith. Whatever your faith may be, do you believe that God or source or Jesus or whoever is there to support you and protect over you? Or do you believe that they have forsaken you? So if you're struggling there, again, open that Bible, open the Quran, open the Torah, open the Power of Now or whatever spiritual book you would like, because this is a wonderful opportunity to strengthen our faith, to be that hero and to be that person to others that provides the calm rather than being one of the people running around like chickens with their heads cut off. All right, let's talk some money now, because I am the financial coach and there are a lot of opportunities right now to make your money go a lot further. Now, along with the coronavirus and the health scare is the hysteria, which spreads way quicker than any virus, because with hysteria comes irrational moves. It's people cashing in their pensions and their 401ks and doing everything it takes to get out of the market, which makes the market drop. So the question is, what is the best way to go? Now, your income may be affected, which would be horrible if your income goes down, but this is a great opportunity to tighten your finances. Get rid of the debt. Build relationships, strengthen relationships with those in your industry, because if this does lead to a recession, you do not want to be stranded. The worst thing to do is assume that everything will go back to normal in a month or 2 months or 3 months. That would be amazing. However, if it keeps going or this creates a recession, what are you going to do with your money? How are you going to pay your bills? So use this opportunity right now. Look at your bills, say, God, why did I buy this? This is silly. Or how can I get more clients? What more value can I offer in my business or service? But that's the mindset that it should always be. But let's be honest, people have gotten a lot more lazy on that, because when things are good, it's easy to coast. And when shit hits the fan like it is now, people scramble because they've been coasting too long. Now, if you ask me if there is a recession coming from this, the answer is I don't know just yet. I believe that if this is short term, if this is 2 months, 3 months, then it will not lead to a recession. If this lasts throughout summer and businesses have to close because they're not getting enough people, then that's going to cause layoffs. That's going to cause gyms and restaurants and other businesses closing down, and that's going to be a domino effect, which will cause another recession. Now, Donald Trump is trying to stop that from happening by having almost 0% interest rate loans for small businesses, so they can loan this money, they can lend it, they can survive and stay afloat during the next couple months while this virus is at its peak. But if this keeps going, yeah, we could see a recession. Bottom line is, can we control that? No, we can control our own income, our own opportunities, our own thoughts, and our own efforts. Regardless if there's a recession coming from this or not, this is a phenomenal time to invest when the market's at its low. And if you're out of debt and you have extra income stashed away. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time financially, because I've had money just sitting there without a reason to invest. And there's this famous Warren Buffett quote, which is something like, I'm going to butcher this: be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. And I feel like this is the perfect time to be greedy when others are being so fearful. So yesterday I invested over $50,000. It was $52,500 split between 3 stocks in the stock market, and it will be a 8 to 10 week investment. I'll let you know how it goes either way, but this is a great time if you are in the position. If you are not in the position, this is a great learning opportunity. Things happen. Natural disasters happen. How are you going to pay off your debt, have money set aside, so that next time when there's a huge shakeup in the world, you will be ready to take advantage of that financially? Opportunity number 4, let the coronavirus be that wake-up call for you in life. Are you living as authentically as you'd like to? Life is short. People that never expected to die from a foreign virus are dying. Others are getting very sick. Families want to spend time together. They're afraid. But ask yourself, are you living the way you want to live? If you only had 2 years left to live, what would you do different? And that's just a great way to start and say, you know what, man, life is kind of crazy. Maybe it's not a virus, but maybe it's a tsunami, or maybe it's an earthquake, or maybe it's a fire. And if that were to happen, and if I were to be in this life-threatening environment or only had a year or 2 years to live, what would I do differently? And that's a great reminder to say, you know what, maybe I need to reconnect with my father. Maybe I need to quit this job and pursue something I'm more passionate about. Maybe I need to move cities. Maybe I need to do all these things. I just came back from a personal growth conference a few days ago, and my number one takeaway was that I was playing not to lose rather than playing to win. And that was huge for me because I got that from my parents. My parents play not to lose. And no offense to them, because it works for them. I want to take the baton and go further, which means I want to play to live the most outstanding, extraordinary life possible. And I hope you do too, because it's there for you. You're capable of doing it. So why not use this opportunity to say, you know what? If I were going to die in the next year or two or whatever, what would I change? What regrets would I have? Am I playing a bit too small? This is a wonderful opportunity for that. Now, if you use this opportunity to focus on your physical health, your spiritual connection, your financial well-being, and your overall alignment with who you are and becoming your best and most authentic self, then I think this could be a blessing in disguise. Yeah, we should wash our hands. We should be in a bit of isolation. We should be taking precautions, but most people will just survive this. Why not thrive through this and be better on the other side like the minority of people out there? Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you got from this video, and I'll see you on the next one.